Whew, it's hot. How you guys doing out there? It's the Oz Man. Welcome to Dehner Day Part 3, where the magic comes to its conclusion, my friends. Because we're going to talk about Dehners, the mighty Dehner boots. This is my final review on Dehner. So I'm just going to try to wrap it up. So we're not going to do any motorcycle stuff. There's no riding or any of that kind of stuff. It's just me talking about the boots. And, you know, comparing it to some other boots like the mighty WESCO. Yeah, Nuco, baby. So, if you watch my last two videos, which was Dehner Day 1 and Dehner Day 2. Dehner Day 1, I was very excited because I just got the boots. And, you know, let me walk a little bit. I want to show you. It's cutting me off, but, you know, you guys don't care about me being cut off, right? You just want to see the boots. I understand, you know, so I'm wearing black jeans. I should have worn blue jeans. They're more noticeable. But anyway, if you remember, I was very excited day one. I was all pumped up about the boots, and I went on the little motorcycle ride up the coast. I'm trying to position myself so I'm not cut off here. I don't know if I should go further back. Okay, this is as far back. I'm going against the wall here. God bless America. Okay, so what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, so I took it out, and I was very excited, and I had a good little ride. You guys saw, maybe you saw it. If you didn't see Dehner Day 1, go check it out. Well, it's Dehner Day 1 and 2, but go check it out. And it was, you know, a pretty positive experience. But Day 2, Dehner Day 2, you know, I've noticed a few things I didn't like about the boots. Some stuff I do like about the boots. I mean, they are fairly comfortable boots. I'm trying to get a little closer. Fairly comfortable. But when I was riding, I mentioned that, you know, the pipe of my bike hits this section of the boot. So as I'm riding kind of like that because I have forward controls. But this foot is not like that. It's not straight like that. It's like at an angle. So it hits the pipe, right? So what ended up happening is that it started to melt the leather a little bit, peel it a little bit. And, you know, I didn't like that because, you know, my WESCO boots, it does it to the WESCOs as well, but it just doesn't seem as bad. So I don't want to take the boots off right now, but let me see if I can get it. I took it to a cobbler, so the boot right now is actually looking pretty good because I just had it all fixed up. But I'm just trying to show you if I can get somewhere. Let me get my chair over here. It might be easier with my chair. Yeah, professional. I never said I was an artist, my friends. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna probably have to take off the boot because I don't know if you can see it very clear. But this area here was kind of melted, okay, or the leather peeled off, and I didn't like that. Also, I didn't mention this on Dehner Day number 1 and 2, but right here, right in this general area, the stitching came loose, started to come loose right about there. And, you know, I was a little upset about that because, you know, these boots are fairly new, you know, and they already got stitching problems. I mean, you know, that's not cool. And if you look at these are my WESCO tall boots. I've had these for about, I want to say 6 years. It could be 7. Can't quite remember. But a long time. And I want to just show you, you know, mind you, 6 years I've had this boot. And I want you to look at this. I'm going to get that close if I can. I don't know if it's focusing. I don't know if I can get it to focus. I should try to move this thing here. Okay, that's a little bit better right there. So, see, it's got also a little bit of peeling there and a little melting, but look how it's pretty minor. Remember, this is 6 years of this baby, and that's not that much. You know, it's kind of minor. But meanwhile, and this is, you know, the Dehners here. You know, I keep losing focus. Let me try to. I keep losing focus. That's what happens when I'm trying to move around and do things. Okay. Meanwhile, the Dehners right here, you know, they already started melting, and I don't dig that. I don't like it. So, sorry I keep wiping my sweat, but it's a hot day here in Los Angeles. And I don't want to turn on the air conditioner fan or anything because then it's going to make noise. So I'm trying to keep things, you know, I don't have a professional studio here. I'm just trying to do best I can. So anyway, so that's been kind of my disappointment with the Dehner boots. Is I just thought that they would be a boot at the same level as WESCO, where it was really thick leather, it was quality. You know, I've seen all these guys in motorcycle, you know, motorcycle police, and they're wearing these boots, and you know, I just thought, okay, cool. You know, these are cool boots. These boots are going to be hardcore. Take it to the next level. But no, that wasn't the case at all. Actually, I feel it went down a level from the WESCOs, which I feel are top of the line. I mean, these boots have only made me appreciate WESCO more. And mind you, they look good. I mean, you know, they're kind of shiny, and they have a commanding appearance, as people would say. So obviously that's why, you know, police cops use it, and military people use it, and a lot of people who wear uniforms wear these kind of Dehner high boots, all shiny and everything. But for me, yeah, I don't know if I'm a shiny boot kind of guy. You know, I gotta be honest. And I was, you know, I was very disappointed with this melting here and the stitching situation. Now, of course, now if you look at the boot, all of this is fixed because I took it to a cobbler, boot guy, and he fixed it for me. But you know how many times I've had to take the WESCOs to a boot guy to get fixed? Yeah, zero times, my friends, zero. and I've just had these boots a short time, and I've already had to take them to somebody to get them fixed. So, you know, they're discouraging there. The other thing too, I had to do some research here on this shaft thing, okay? Because this thing here is not made of leather, okay? It is made the material is called D-cord, okay? And the company that makes D-cord is a company called Malahite. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but that's the name of it. And I got confused because sometimes I looked online and some people say, oh, the shaft is made out of Malahite. But it's not made out of Malahite. Malahite's the company that makes D-cord, and the shaft is made out of D-cord, okay? Not, Malahite's just the name of the company. And I got confused because some people say, oh, the shaft's D-cord. Some people say the shaft's Malahite. I read somewhere online where they said, oh, the shaft's always been D-cord, but they added Malahite. Malahite's not an ingredient, it's a company. And Malahite makes fake suede and fake leather products. That's what they specialize in. And they made this D-cord, okay? So this part here is leather, okay? But this part is not. This is this kind of, I don't know if you want to call it plastic, but it's some man-made kind of leather thing, okay? So this is fake leather. However, the inside, the lining, I'm going to take these boots out a little later to show you. The inside is leather. So the lining inside is made out of leather, cowhide, I think. And this is made out, they have some weird name for the leather here. I think it's called Voyager. I said Voyager leather. But basically it's sort of a calf skin kind of a thing. So that's basically what this thing's made out of. And that's also a little bit of a disappointment because these boots can be kind of expensive as well. Wouldn't say it's not as expensive as WESCO, but they're not cheap. And you know, the fact that they don't have, it's not all leather, is pretty disappointing to me. Now, Dehner, you know, says, well, the reason they do it this way is because it's easier to maintain, easier to clean, it doesn't scuff up as much. And if you're, you know, a military person or a patrol officer or something, these would be a better boot for you. Maybe that's true, but I like things to be all leather myself. Okay, so you know, little disappointment there too about the Dehners. There is another company that makes these exact well, actually, there's quite a few companies that make this kind of patrol boot, but the one that I've heard good things about is this one called All American Boots. And I looked them up, and they have a boot just like this. I mean, it looks exactly like this, except it's all leather. And if I had done more research prior to buying the Dehners, I probably would have bought the All American boots because I like the fact that they're all made out of leather. But so my advice is if you want a tall boot, a patrol boot like this, and you really care about the leather, all of it being leather, I would go with all American boots. If you don't care and it's more important just the overall look, and you know, then hey, go with Dehner. And I don't know, maybe the shaft is easier to maintain in the long run. I don't know, because I haven't had the boots that long to really gauge that part. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe this decor is way better in the long run. So as opposed to leather. Okay, because you know they say, well, this won't scuff up as much. And I mean, I don't know. My WESCOs are leather, and I don't see too much scuffing. You know, for a boot that's what, 6 years old. You know, doesn't look too bad. But you know, you the viewer decide whether or not you believe that claim. This is a boot that's used by a lot of, like I mentioned, a lot of people in law enforcement. I think people use it as well in those. I always forget the name of those the people who ride horses. I forgot the term. You know what I'm talking about. They wear a suit. They ride a horse. Equestrians. That's it. Equestrians. So they use this boot. So obviously it's a popular boot. And if you look online, Dehner, you know, there's a lot of guys doing YouTube about Dehner, and it's not hard to find about Dehner. All American boots, not as well known, but they are out there, and I've heard good things about them. Now, I personally do not think I will be buying any more of these patrol style boots. Just because, I don't know, I don't really know if it's really me, you know, in all honesty. I mean, I really like the WESCO because I like this, you know, this kind of matte oil, tan, leather. I don't really need my boots to be super shiny, you know what I mean? I need them to just kind of, you know, do the job, be hardcore, be rugged. And these are shiny, you know, and I'm sure if I polished them even more, they'd be even more shiny. I haven't really polished them to the bright shine that it needs. But that's because I'm a busy guy, my friends. I got things moving all over the place. I don't got time to be shiny shoes every day of the week. I got things to do. So, you know, overall, I think this is my Dehners. I'm going to keep them for a little while. Because the pluses, I don't want to just be all negative because I feel like I'm being negative. The positives about these boots is that they are very comfortable. They're pretty comfortable, I got to say, and they're very light. These boots compared to the WESCO, I mean, you're like walking on clouds. The WESCOs are heavy boots. They're not light. When you wear the WESCOs, you know you're wearing some boots, baby. There's no half discussions about that. So that's a big positive on the WESCOs. And I can see too, if you are a guy who was working like a patrol officer, and you're working all day long, 8 hours, and you know, even if you're on your motorcycle, you got to get off your motorcycle to get tickets and stuff, right? So, you know, obviously you want a boot that's light. You know, maybe the WESCOs, if you had a WESCO every day, you'd be like exhausted by the end of the day. But I don't know. I mean, to be honest, if I was a patrol officer, or if I was some dude in uniform, and I had and they say, oh, you can pick whatever boot you want as long as it's a tall boot, I would go WESCO all the way. I wouldn't even debate it. I'd say, hey, you know, get WESCO on the phone, baby, because I'm ordering some boots. But that's me. As I mentioned, you know, you can go on YouTube or various websites, and lots of guys love Dehner, you know, and they'll tell you that they love them, and they'll tell you all the reasons why. For me, like I said, I'm going to keep these boots for a little while and try them out a few more times on the bike. I don't know if I'm going to ever make it my go-to boots because in all honesty, I love the WESCO. But you know what I'm going to do right now? I want to take off these boots and I'm going to switch. I'm going to put on the WESCO and I want to show you the lining and a little bit more of the details on this boot. So give me 1 second, my friends. 1 second. Oh, before I do that, let me. I'm trying to stay in the frame and everything. Before I do that, I'm going to walk a little bit with the boots so you can see them, because after this I'm going to switch boots and I want you to see the comparison. So, you know, got the WESCO, got the Dehners. Let me go in the back here. You got the, you know, the feet there. I mean, they are pretty nice boots. I'm not saying they're not. You know, you can boogie. I bet you didn't know I was a dancing fool. And you know, you can do your marching if you want to march. So you know, they're nice boots. But what can I say, my friends? WESCO, the WESCO. Anyway, let me switch boots. Welcome back. So now, WESCO's back in power. They've took it over again. And what can I say? You know, I put these boots, and mind you, I've had these boots for like I said, 6 years or so. So it's like putting on a, you know, your favorite T-shirt or something. They just come on, they feel comfortable. I mean, look at them; they look amazing. Look at these things. How can you not love the WESCO? Huh? Even though these boots are old, they still look amazing to me. Look at that. I mean, come on. You got buckles there, 2 buckles. Damn, just good-looking boots. I don't care what anybody says. But anyway, so back to Dehner. So now that I got the boot, I'm going to move a little closer here. And let me see if I can focus the camera a little bit. Okay, there you go. That's a little bit better. So this is what I was telling you. You can see a little bit more clearer there. Now my cobbler, he fixed this up so it looks way nicer now. And then with the little I'm trying to focus this thing. With the little work, with a little polish, it's going to look a lot nicer, obviously. And then, as I mentioned before, this is where it was beginning to pull apart. He sewed everything back on and reinforced it. So the boot's pretty cool. Now, as I mentioned, yeah, I got an old camera here, so I got to keep trying to get the focus just right. You know, I don't know if that's just right. But anyway, as I mentioned, this whole shaft here is man-made material, decored, okay? But the inside part here, let's see if I can, that is leather. So this part in here is leather. I hope this thing is focusing. I'm using an old school camera here. Maybe I should have used my GoPro, but I wanted to be able to zoom in and out if need be. And the GoPro doesn't zoom in and out. Anyway, this part is leather. So in here is leather, but out here, it's not, okay? So let me focus this thing again, back there, because I'm gonna move back there. Okay, sorry I'm doing all this focusing, but I'm just trying to, you know, make a video. I'm just trying to make a video. Anyway, so WESCO, Dehner. Now I will say, of course, the Dehners, like, you know, they have a much more stylish look to them. You know, one of my motorcycle friends recently said to me about these boots, about the WESCO, is he said, "Oh, you know, Oz, those boots, they look like those fisherman boots. You know, the fisherman boots go up your thigh and you go out there and you fish." And he goes, "They look like that because, you know, just the material and stuff, and they weren't all shiny and everything." And I was like, well, whatever, you know. I mean, these boots have been a hell and back with me. You know, here I'm wearing my Sturgis shirt. I wore these to Sturgis. I've worn them to Laughlin. I've been all over the place with these boots. These boots have seen storms and rocks and bugs and you name it, and they're holding up great. But yeah, they don't have that kind of shine, military kind of thing. So if that's really your thing, if you're saying, man, I like looking shiny, I want to look sharp, I want to look like a soldier, or I am a soldier, or I am, you know, I do work in law enforcement or whatever, and I want these boots to be shiny and hardcore and just look beautiful, then yeah, okay, get yourself some Dehners or All-American boots. You know, whatever rocks your boat. But for me, I'm going to stick with WESCO. And I don't think like I said, I don't think I'll be buying any more patrol style boots. I'm going to keep this for a while, these Dehners, and see if they grow on me more as time goes on. And, you know, we'll just take it from there. You know, sorry, I keep wondering if I'm in focus here, because my camera, like I said, is this old school camera, and I'm hoping I'm not losing you guys. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm losing you. I hope I'm not losing you. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to keep the Dehners for a while. I'm going to see how if they grow on me over time. You know, it's been kind of a roller coaster with these boots, because I got them. I was excited the first day. You watch Dehner day number 1, you'll see. I was excited. I was pumped. And then Dehner day 2, I got a little less pumped. And now here in Dehner day 3, I don't know. I'm not feeling it, to be honest, at this point. I still think they're shiny. I still think they're comfortable. But my concern is, you know, are these the boots for me? You know, are these the boots that I'm going to be using on my motorcycle on a regular basis? Are they something that's going to be able to handle the wear and tear of the bike? I mean, after only a couple rides, I had some peeling here, and this thing came, you know, the thread came loose. It's not cool, not cool. So, you know, we'll see. If I were to buy a boot like this again, I would maybe consider the All-American boots or giving them a try. But in all honesty, friends, I've been thinking a lot about, you know, since my WESCOs are very old, you know, well, 6 years old, more or less. Could be 7. I can't remember what year I bought. I want to say I bought it in 2014, but I'm not too sure. But in any case, I've been debating about buying a new pair. I was going to, you know, WESCO, they can rebuild your boot. And I was going to send this boot back. But, you know, it's still in pretty good shape. I got a lot of tread. And, you know, I mean, I think if I polish them up a bit, they'll be fine. But I've been kind of itching for, you know, a new boot. And I thought, hey, you know, maybe I'll get a new WESCO. Because there's a couple things. I wanted to get the engineer type. This is the Boss model. But I wanted to get the, this is the harness model. Harness, because it has a harness there. But I've been wanting to get the engineer boot like, so these are my short boots. And this is an engineer style, or WESCO calls them Boss. And I've been wanting to get a tall version of this boot. So that's what I'm thinking about doing. I think I might be ordering a new pair of tall boots, just like these, except that they're going to be the Boss / engineer style. And I might add a few, you know, maybe I'll put a couple extra buckles or something. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna play around with the design. It probably won't look too different from this boot, except that it will have the engineer buckle instead of a harness. But we'll see. But even this boot, I want to point something out. I'm gonna put you out of focus again. But you know, I do use this boot sometimes on the bike too. Now, as you can see, let me focus this again. There we go. It also has peeling and stuff happening right here, you know, from the pipe, just like I'm trying to get this thing in focus here, just like the Dehner and the tall WESCOs here. So the pipe hits all the boots, okay? But, you know, other than that, it's in pretty good shape, you know what I mean? And, you know, the stitching is still strong. Look at that tread, look at that. You looking at that? And then if you look at the other boot, you know, once again, is there some scuffing? Yeah, there's some scuffing, you know? Let me see if I can get that in focus there. I don't know if that's really in focus. Well, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's some scuffing here, you know. But, you know, these are stock WESCOs. These are not custom, they're stock. But look at this tread. I mean, you know, these boots are doing great. I mean, I have to polish them up. I've got to be honest, I'm pretty lazy when it comes to polishing things up. Let me focus this back on the seat so I can sit down over there. Okay. But you know, I'm just very happy with WESCO. I just like these boots a lot. And I don't know. I think I'm going to I'm seriously thinking about ordering a new pair of tall WESCO boots. And you know, I'm not gonna totally give up on the Dehner boots. I'll give them a couple more tries on the bike and see how they go. But you know, it's kind of discouraging when you spend money on something, you think it's a good quality product, and then you know, you immediately right out the door you have issues. You know, it's kind of a bummer. So. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the video here. There's no motorcycle stuff today. It's just you know, no riding, no going anyplace. I just wanted to talk about the boots and give you my feedback. So I hope this review helps you out there, whoever might be interested in getting some tall boots, Dehner boots or WESCOs. WESCOs are expensive boots, so if you did want to get a pair of WESCOs, they are expensive, but you know, they're amazing boots. I cannot say enough about WESCO. And as a matter of fact, I called them the other day because I'm thinking about ordering a new pair of tall boots. And I wanted to ask them about, you know, if they still have my size and all that kind of stuff. And they were on the phone with me for an hour. I mean, just talking about boots and, you know, giving me their feedback on what they thought would be a good custom boot I should order and all this stuff. Just excellent. I was really impressed. So, I don't know. Call me a WESCO fanboy, I guess, if you want to call me that. So anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up right now. And then in the future, you know, I'm going to be wearing the Dehners from time to time. But in all honesty, I think I'm going to be going WESCO most of the time, my friends. I think that's where I'm going to be heading. And then maybe sometime next year I'll have a new pair of WESCOs. WESCOs, you know, they have to build them, right? So even if I were to put an order today, you know, it takes like 6 months or something like that before they actually deliver it to you. So it wouldn't be till next year anyway. But in the meantime, I'm still going to enjoy these WESCOs, which I've been enjoying for years. I'm going to enjoy my small WESCOs, and I will from time to time do the Dehners. One more thing I want to just throw out really quickly, and that's for people who've been watching my videos for a long time. And you know, like maybe 5 years ago or whatever, I did a bunch of boot reviews when these boots were fairly new. And I also talked about Aztec boots and Chippewa boots, as well as dingo boots. I still have the pair of dingos, which I never wear because they're so uncomfortable, but I still have them. The Chippewas, I ended up selling them because they, you know, a lot of the same reasons because of the Dehners. I just, on the bike, they weren't all that effective. They weren't that comfortable to wear on the bike, at least not for me. I know some people enjoy wearing them, but for me it didn't feel like wearing on the bike. Also, you have to keep them shined up. Now I didn't, in all fairness to Chippewa though, I never had any issues with scuffing or threads or anything coming loose, so that's a plus for Chippewa. And Aztec, you know, I tried to love that boot, man, but I could never get comfortable in that boot. I just couldn't. So I can't recommend Aztec, unfortunately. But just wanted to throw that out for the long-term viewers. And as I've mentioned many times in my videos, I'm trying to expand this. You know, I want to do a lot more motorcycle stuff. I don't mind talking about boots every once in a while, but you know, it's not my everyday thing. I don't want this whole channel to be boot. Otherwise, I would have called it Oz Bootman or something like that. But this channel is not about just boots. It's about my life and things I just want to share. Whether it's sitting inside a Lamborghini Countach, or whether it's, you know, playing some guitar. I want to do some more guitar stuff. I really do. I just haven't had a chance. But you know, I got my amps and everything here, and I really want to do stuff on the guitar. So I'm going to throw some of that in. And I don't know. I just want to share, you know, adventures whenever I can share them. I try my best to I've been trying a lot to throw in more videos these days. In the past, I've done a video once a year or something. But now I'm trying to do a little bit more. I do want to recommend this guy who is on YouTube. I don't know if he still does videos because I haven't seen a new video of his in a long time. But I'm sure some of you might have bumped into him. And his name is Booted Hardy Guy. I think that's his name, Booted Hardy Guy. And that man, he knows a lot about boots. I've watched his videos, and one of the reasons I have WESCO is because of him. Because he loved WESCOs, and I said, you know what the hell, I'll buy some WESCO, and I love them too. So if you're saying to yourself, man, Oz, you're just not giving me enough boot. You're doing too much motorcycle stuff. I need some boots. Then go check out Harley Booted Guy. I think that's his name, Harley Booted Guy. And his video is all about boots, and he knows a lot about them. So I'll recommend him. Anyway, until next time, you know, as always, ride like the wind. And don't let that wind ride you. Have a good one, my friends.